Welcome back everyone to the Little Red Ninja allotment. Today I'm carried on with my odd jobs that I was doing in the previous video. I would have had them in the previous video, but I had a file that corrupted itself. Modern technology, hey? Oh dear. In this episode I will be helping out a fellow neighbour on the plot, and also I will be sowing some onion sets. There are a couple of ways that I sow them, and I'll show you exactly what I do to get big onions and small onions that are very quick to grow. So let's crack on. One of the odd jobs that I've got to do is I'm helping a neighbour, as they've got a bit of a earth problem. As you can see here, that goes down about 2 feet. It's sunk. So what I'm doing is I'm covering all the weeds that are here, and I'm going to donate some of my pile to level it out. So that's my good deed for the day. Well, at least one of them anyway. So I'll be back later on to show you the finished article. Job done. There you go. That is so much better now, and that will help my neighbour when they walk around so they don't fall over, because there was some trip hazards just right in the middle of the screen right there, because it was a massive hole. So all this is now level, so fingers crossed they'll like it, and they can use this soil to put grass seed down, or even put some veg in. Entirely up to them, but I think that's a job well done. Pat on the back to me. Well, if Ninja was here, he'd do it, but he's away again. Always going away, that man is. He always goes away. So let's crack on with me other odd jobs. One job that I need to do while picking some crops is to sort out the area for my overwintering onions, garlics and shallots. Here I've dug over the area where I had the carrots and the lettuce, and all that area is ready. The only area I need to do now, don't worry about that cardboard, that's there for a reason, is where I've got all my squashes, or had my squashes. I've got a couple more to pick, and then I've got to clear all the area, stick all this in the compost bin for all the worms, dig it over a little bit, just a top dig, not a deep dig, and put in the onions and the garlic and the shallots that I've done in those cells, which have sprouted already, and that's less than a week. So I'll crack on with that, and hopefully I'll be planting later on. And here we go. All the squash area is now clear, so all I need to do now is put in my onions, my shallots and garlic, but mainly all this area will be onions, overwintering onions. So Unfortunately, I can't do that today because I'm running out of daylight, and this was quite a bit of a task to get rid of all the squash plant because there was quite a lot. So until tomorrow, I'll be right back. There is one job I can do before the daylight goes, is I've measured the area where I'm putting my onions. So all I have to do when I come back tomorrow is stick them in, and that'll take half hour because I've got quite a lot of onions. I think I've got too many, but you can never have too many onions. So like I said previously, I'll be right back. Sorted. Now I've nearly put in all my onion sets in. These first 3 rows are the radar. Well, 2.5 rows actually. And as you can see, some of them have come up, and that's that Shenzhou, that Japanese one that were in cells. So pretty good, especially that one. That one's shooting for the sky. But I've got one more tray to do, which is this one. And to get them out, I don't pinch them out. All I do is, if I can show you, is I just turn it upside down, like so. They won't be damaged because they're very young. And as you can see, there's one left in there, but as you can see, that's a really good root system on 3/4 of them, so pretty good. So I'll crack on with this last tray and show you the spacing of this last tray. So be right back. That's the last of those 4 trays that have gone in, and the reason why I flipped them over is because when you do that, the actual shape of the cell stays intact, so you can make a hole, plop it in, firm it in, and everything from the onion doesn't get disturbed, so it just carries on growing. So hopefully next year I should have a good crop. The spacings I've used for really good sized onions are 4 inches. If you really want fast onions, it's better to do them half of that, so 2 inches apart. But all these onions I've put in are all spaced 4 inches apart, so hopefully next year in May they should be a decent size, but you never can tell. So fingers crossed, I say. So that's a job done, and that wasn't an odd job. And talking of odd job, he's not on this plot, so I don't have to worry. Now, the next one I need to do is think about what I'm going to put in this area, and I think I know what I'm going to do with that. That is going to be some broad beans in there, which would be absolutely perfect in there. This space, I really can't make up my mind. I really can't make up my mind. So I'll be back to that in a bit. One big job I had to do was at the top of my plot. All this was all weeds, so what I did, I cut it all back right to the ground, and then put some cardboard down and put some decent soil on top, so over winter anything that's underneath there will die off, fingers crossed, if I can even do that. So hopefully I'll have some virgin ground. But this area I'm going to use for a massive big water butt just about here, and use some gravity watering of my no dig bed, which has changed position. It was going to be there, but now I've changed it to there because I've got loads of crops in there and I don't really want to get rid of them. So this is it for the odd job today, well, and yesterday, because the daylight ended my jobs. Stay safe, enjoy your gardening and your prepping for next year, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.